What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Trinity Road Tape. It's Jackson with you here today. There was not a lot of positives to take out of State's 10-point loss at home to Duke on Saturday, but I did want to look at State's lone touchdown scored on 6 red zone trips. That's a pretty depressing sentence to say out loud. But going to take a look at what happened here, how State scored, and just some themes that I'm seeing here that I think speak to a lot of what we've seen most of this year with a young freshman quarterback and a wealth of skill talent. So it goes without saying, right? 4th and 8, you're down to 14, 9 minutes left in the fourth. You got to get something here, folks. Your odds of winning are already not that great, but State's going to come out in a 4-wide look and 10 personnel. So you got one running back with Hollywood here. What we're mainly going to focus on for the purpose of this play is the stack up top with Wesley Grimes as your point wide receiver, and then you've got Dakari Collins off the ball. Then we've got Casey and Jolie down here at the bottom as well. Duke's given a fair amount of cushion on both sides, has a cover 2 look with safeties compressed in between the hash marks here. And they've got 5 guys at the line of scrimmage. So we saw a lot of simulated pressure from Duke. And I think maybe on this play, you'll actually see the effects of Bailey trying to work through simulated pressure for a little over 3 quarters at this point here in the game. So what we're going to see here, if I hit play on this just a little bit, is State's going to run a man beater up top with what's called a scissors concept. And so you're going to get kind of Wesley Grimes here running the basic out route. And actually Dakari Collins is going to kind of cross that route and come back in here. Duke is actually in banjo coverage up top, which means that this inside defensive back is going to get the first in-breaking route of these two. And the outside defensive back is going to take the first out route of these two. At the bottom, we've got a zone beater, so you're going to see a snag concept here from Jolie and from Casey. Right off the bat, Bailey, you can tell, is only looking up top to the man beater. And what happens here, you'll see, if I can get the annotator to go away. Wesley Grimes is going to run his out route. We're going to see the camera disappear because the ACC Network's camera tendencies are not my favorite. But what we're going to see now is 3 guys sticking with Dakari Collins here in the middle of the field. He's jumping up and down, watching Wesley Grimes with 10 yards of space at this point. And this is a pretty easy read for Bailey. You're not going to get this clean of a break from a defensive coverage all the time, but look at this catch point, right? Look at where Wesley catches the football. I'm not sure that this is a touchdown. I'm pretty confident that it's not going to be overturned if it's ruled an incomplete pass. Not a great throw. It was the right read, obviously, with the broken coverage, but Wesley has to make a heck of a catch here to bring it in. Some other things that stick out to me here. We talked a little bit about CJ's issues reading the field and his decisiveness. I think we're probably seeing the effects of that here. I want to point out how deep Bailey gets on his drop. So as he's throwing the football, his back foot is on the 26.5-yard line. This is something that we've talked about all year. When you get a deep drop, you're obviously increasing the distance that you have to throw the ball, which makes it harder to throw the ball down the field, right? But it also puts a lot of pressure on your tackles. Duke only rushed 4 here and actually dropped a D lineman into coverage with Hollywood, as you can see them kind of flare out. So not as big of a deal here because Duke only brought 4, but something that I want to watch moving forward is a little bit more pocket presence, more work on that depth. And then really just Wesley Grimes is a hell of an athlete, right? I mean, that catch is impressive. It shouldn't have had to be that hard. But as I'm thinking about where State goes from here, State skill guys are really impressive. and we need to get them the ball more often, preferably not in 4th and 8 situations. So maybe as we wrap this one up, things that I'm thinking about, even the easy stuff was hard on Saturday, right? I mean, this is a broken coverage where Wesley Grimes emerges wide open. He's having to do this to get 6 on a 4th and 8. Bailey's been good this year. He had probably his worst game of the year on Saturday. Not saying that that means I think any differently about his long-term potential, but certainly room to work on his pocket presence, drifting a little bit back here on this one. And then feed State's skill guys. I mean, just look at what Wesley Grimes is doing here. That's crazy. Um, Hopefully we'll see more touchdowns that don't require this level of athleticism moving forward. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And let's hope we have some more positive things to talk about with State moving forward.